Alright. What it is, Daniacs, and I am here reviewing this here little buckaroo. And I don't know this guy's name. He calls himself Objective Ethics, which is his main dealio. He is an agnostic Christian, and I have encountered him a handful of times on a couple different atheist channels. And he has earned my attention with his intellectual prowess. So the dark light is now upon you, good sir. Maybe I'll learn your name at some point. So I have encountered him in the chat rooms of a few different atheist channels. Brooklyn Lou, Mirror Point, Skeptical Philosophy with Robert. And his main thing is objective ethics, that all morality is objective. And I am definitely on the opposite side of the coin. I posit that objective morality is impossible. All morality is inherently subjective to the consciousness which observes it. Now, I even go a step farther and I say that all truth is subjective to the consciousness which empowers it. See, there is no truth without consciousness. All consciousness is inherently subjective. So, I like this guy's style. He got mad that I was talking down on Jesus, right? Because he was in a atheist room talking about Jesus. And it's just like, as soon as anyone says anything complimentary about Yahweh, Jesus, or Allah, Allah, it's just an automatic reaction. I'm like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck Yahweh, Jesus, and Allah. They are desert war gods of hypocrisy. It's just like an automatic reaction, right? And so he didn't like that, right? So he started hitting me where it hurts, which I appreciated. He went for the jugular. I appreciated that. He's like, yo, man, you ain't special. Your theology don't sound special to me. It sounds like a few different other theologies I've heard. And I appreciated that, going for the jugular. And so I would like to assure you, Mr. Objective Ethics, that my theology is entirely novel and unique. And though you may recognize some elements sprinkled in my theology that you have heard of before, I assure you, Captain Objective Ethics, that you have never heard anything quite like my theology before. And I would encourage you to, because he's only encountered me in some chat rooms, right? So he's only had a very shallow exposure to the dark light theology. So I would encourage you to dive deep into some of my content. And you don't even have to watch my videos. You can scroll down my posts, because I get pretty deep into my theology posting it. Because I am posting raw material, which is going into my books, onto the post section of my channel. So you don't even have to spend a bunch of time watching my content where I react to various other theologies, mostly Abrahamic. Because I was called on by the actual one true creator to defy the broken theology of Abraham everywhere that I encounter it. What makes the theology of Abraham broken is that it incessantly attempts to interject divisions unto that which is united, the creation, and it does this with constructs such as sin, such as evil, such as the saved versus the damned, such as the kingdom of light versus the kingdom of darkness. Through all these various constructs that the Abrahamic theology likes to push upon the world, and really in doing so, it inaccurately portrays the one true creator. See, the one true creator owns every word and every name and every spirit and every kingdom ever posited, ever spoken. There is nothing within creation that is separate from the actual one true creator. Now, I don't believe in a supernatural God. I don't believe that anything is supernatural. You could have the craziest fucking shit happen right in front of me, and I still wouldn't believe in the supernatural. I would get curious and start exploring naturalistic explanations in order to describe whatever phenomena just fucking occurred in front of me. Just because you lack the naturalistic literacy to describe a certain phenomenon does not mean that it is supernatural. It just means that you need to enhance your naturalistic literacy. Okay, so I guess I need to get into this video a little bit. That's one hell of an introduction right there. Good to meet you, Captain Objective Ethics, and I'm excited to get into some theology with you, sir. See, you have earned my attention. The dark light is now upon you, and I will be calling you Captain Objective Ethics until I learn your name, unless you just prefer Captain Objective Ethics, then we can just roll with that. However you would like for me to address you, sir. But we about to be getting deep into it, because I really appreciated the way you went for the jugular and started telling me that my theology isn't special. I appreciated that. That made me giggle inside. I'm like, wait till this motherfucker learns. Wait till this motherfucker dives deep into my theology. So let's get into your little video here, and I'll do a little reaction for you and give you your own special little time with the dark light. Let's go.
So, everybody wants to live a good life, right? You want to live a good life. I want to live a good life. The problem
is that good is subjective. That's the problem. That is the problem. Good is entirely relative and subjective. Anything dependent upon a conscious awareness is inherently relative and subjective to that consciousness, including morality, including ethics, good sir.
We all have different ideas of what does it take to...
Exactly. Thus entails the subjectivity of it.
To live this good life that we all want. A lot of people think that having a lot of money will help them to live this good life, or maybe having a lot of success.
So let's talk about money. Let's talk about success. Because at the heart of both money and success, what we are really talking about is value. What is value? Is what we're really talking about with money and success. So to me, value. My brain's a little fried right now. I'm not running on 100% right now. So let's dive into it. Value is our perception. Yes. Value is intricately connected to our perception. What is the most valuable thing in the world is our perception. Our perception is the jewel of the cosmos. Because our perception controls our consciousness. That is why the elites must manipulate us, we the people, into relinquishing our divine sovereignty unto the systems and establishments laid out before us by the elites. Let's talk about a symbol of value, which is monetary systems. Okay. See, when you talk about value to most people, they will automatically think about money. Money is just a symbol of value. Money itself is not value. Money is a symbol of value that is granted relevance by what? Our perception. Now, many things have been used as symbols of value. Many things have been used as tokens, which represent a monetary system. We're getting deep into it now. So, any monetary system is entirely dependent upon the faith, the trust, and the willingness of a contributing sentient singularity to empower that monetary system. A monetary system is meaningless without the willingness of a consciousness to acknowledge that monetary system as valuable. Oh, we getting deep into it now. My fucktardism is coming out a little bit. I'm like, I got that Rain Man shit working for me, mostly retarded with a side of genius. I know. I'm not for everyone. It's not for everyone, but I do make good points. So that's just touching on value itself a little bit.
Fame, fortune, things like that. Some people chase drugs and alcohol. Some people think a lot of great sex will help you live a good life.
Pussy! I'm on 10 years single and celibate, waiting on true love. See, a pussy in itself is meaningless to me without true love, but that's just me. I'm a weirdo.
The fundamental thing that we all need to live this good life is self-respect.
I like that. I just made a video earlier today all about tools. Tools, yes. Tools are gold, but then I veered off into the self-respect aspect of working. Yeah, it's just funny. I just made a video all about self-respect earlier today, but I absolutely agree. And that is something that the system needs to incessantly undermine is our self-respect. Okay? Because the duty and job of a man is to set boundaries. Okay? But this has been co-opted and undermined by the modern era intentionally, in order to weaken the man, in order to erode at our self-respect. So you're definitely onto something with this self-respect dealio. Very important topic.
If we don't have self-respect, we are missing something that we need in order to have this good life. Self-respect and an overinflated ego, selfishness, these are...
Now, see, from my perspective, everyone's got this ego shit all fucked up. Everyone is always associating negative connotations with the word ego. But see now, ego allows the localization of consciousness. Consciousness could not be localized without ego. There is absolutely positive attributes to ego that are absolutely imperative to allowing the localized experience of consciousness, which this point is often overlooked by most people and overshadowed with people's fetish with focusing on the negative aspects of ego. Lay it down, motherfucker.
Not the same thing. And it's easy to get these things confused, right? How do you feel about yourself? Do you have a healthy disposition? Do you understand the virtue of...
See, and that's why I have just waited, WADED, not WAITED. I have waded headfirst into this, what people call narcissism. Narcissism is just loving yourself. Anytime you love yourself, anytime you have a strong self respect, people like to call that narcissism these days. And once again, with the negative associations. Only negative associations with narcissism and ego and self respect with a lot of people and a lot of things. And that is an intentional thing. And once again, getting back to the intentional undermining of our self respect by the system. Okay. But I assure you, there are absolutely positive aspects to narcissism, to self respect, to ego. Absolutely. You must love yourself. Okay. Life is way too short to not be loving yourself. I used to not. I used to be a depressed ass motherfucker. I used to be quite suicidal. It is, I dare to say, verging on a miracle that I am alive today with how much I used to hate my life for years and years and years. For most of my life, the majority, right up until I was 30. And I can remember it clearly. Once I realized that I am God, that I am a co-creator within the Godhood, that I create my life. Once I realized that, I stopped being depressed. I stopped being suicidal. Once I started taking responsibility for my creative power. Once I took responsibility for the fact that the life I have is the life I have created for myself. Because with that comes the realization that, oh, if I don't like my life, I can change it into something I do like. And it sounds so simple, but once I realized that, I have not been depressed. I have not been suicidal. If I come across something in my life that I don't like, I start to change it into something I do like. And it's quite simple. It's very simple. Sometimes easier said than done, but realizing it definitely shines a dark light upon the possibilities that you can create within your own life. So you you need to take note of the things that enrich your spirit, truly good things in your life, and do more of that. And then you need to take note of things that degrade your spirit, things that are a truly negative drag upon your life. And these things very well could be different for everyone as a reflection of your unique existence, okay? And no one can tell you what these things are, but you know inside, and you just go towards the positive things which enrich your spirit, and you walk away from the negative things which degrade your spirit. It's quite simple. It is quite simple. But once you see it, it may seem more simple and easy for people to act like they don't create their own life, to give the power of their creation to other things, to other systems that is presented to them. It may seem simpler to not take responsibility for your own life, but ultimately that will lead to depression. Ultimately, that will lead to maybe even suicidal tendencies. But all you have to do is bring these things to the darkest light. Shine light upon this darkness. And take responsibility for your own life, okay? The life you have is the life you have created for yourself. And once you once you accept that then you give yourself the permission to start changing your life for the better. And this takes some self-awareness. You must sit with your thoughts and really examine, what do you truly want in your life? Then you have to realize that it is attainable, and you can start mapping out how you want to change your life. All right, let's dive deep.
Fairness, treating like cases alike. If you do, then you understand that in order to respect yourself, you must respect other people equally.
In my theology, the dark light theology, we are all God. We are all co-creators within the Godhood. Within my perception, there is actually no difference between you and me. You are an alternate version of me. And when you look at things this way, this makes you want to treat other people better, fair. All consciousness is an extension of the omni-consciousness, that which some may call God. We are all God. God is living through our lives. We are the eternal dream expressing itself through our unique conscious awareness. How can God be separate from us if He is the eternal living God? The eternal living God would need to be intricately interwoven into every single unique expression of life. All of life, this is an important point, all of life is a living death. Every single moment is slipping away into the eternal sands of time, never to be seen again. You can possibly recall moments, but that moment is gone within the ever-changing now. These are micro deaths, okay? These are all micro deaths leading up to our eventual macro death. All of life dies to be born again. I believe in reincarnation. I do not believe in just one. Now we do have one life, but it is one life after another. Okay? I have a unique view of reincarnation. Now I realize this is the only life in this particular unique expression that I call Dane Darklight. I realize that, while simultaneously realizing that all of life is my life. This life, this experience, will fade away into the nothingness from which it came. And out of that nothingness, it is recycled into every other life.
This is the basis for objective morality, right? Understanding that we are all equal. We're all human beings. We all have the same basic needs, the same basic desires. At a fundamental level, we all have to put food on the plate, right? We need shelter, a coat on our back, a little bit of money in our pockets.
Now, you cannot multiply subjectivity even unto infinity and call it objective. Now, granted, you can call anything whatever the flying fuck you want. Sure, we have that power as co-creators. We can role play objectivity till the cows fucking come home. But that doesn't make it actual objectivity. It is still inherently subjective. Anything that is dependent upon, he is basing all this upon consciousness, conscious awareness. Anything dependent upon conscious awareness is invariably, inevitably relative and subjective to that consciousness. I'm glad we could finally get into this here, little buckaroo. Let's talk about it.
This is what we all need. These are the needs that we all share. That puts us on even ground, right? We're all moral agents. We all need our freedom and well-being in order to...
Just because we have common and most likely, mostly overlapping needs does not make it inherently objective. I mean, you can call it objective, but that does not transmute the subjectivity of our needs unto objectivity.
Set goals and take actions. And because we all need this, we all have a fundamental right to have this equally. If we all have a fundamental right to have this, then we ought to have it. And if we ought to have it, we ought not interfere with each other's freedom and well-being. And if we use this as a starting point, then all the other pieces kind of come together. And it's actually not that complicated to figure out what we need to do to live the good life that we all want to live. I know that you want to live a good life. I know that I want to live a good life. And I'm actually living my best life possible. My bills are paid.
Awesome, bro. Super happy for you. I mean, things could be better. Things could be better, but things could also be worse. I am living the life I wanted to live as a kid. And like absolutely, no shit, bro. Like, seriously, I really am. Sure, I could have more money and not be struggling monetarily, sure. But ultimately, I am living the life I wanted to live as a kid. And check this out. I was raised in the hoods, dude. I was raised in the straight up fucking ghettos, bro. And you can hear that. If you watch enough of my content, you can hear that. I know these fuck ass honkies around here can hear it. If I would just shut the fuck up and look white, I'd be all right. But no, I gotta go around. I gotta talk. My narcissism needs expression, bro. I gotta talk. And when I start talking, the ghetto will come out. Inevitably, invariably. Well, I actively also suppress my social filter. I enjoy that. I like being full on fucking raw filter off. I enjoy that. Which is why I ultimately decided against moving to Japan, because I did a lot of research, and apparently, that's not how they roll with their culture over there. They like everyone to be fake as fuck with their social filter dictating everything. So Japan ain't the place for me. Although it looks beautiful, looks like a lot of beautiful. I digress, but I just recently, I'm getting the fuck out of America, and I'm trying to decide on where to go. And I was seriously considering Japan, but fuck Japan.
I don't worry about having a lot more money than I need, just enough to have a little nest egg in the bank, right? Make sure all the bills are paid, and I'm not worried about money. So I work just hard enough to make sure that I've got enough money to take care of my own needs, enough money to give to some charities that I feel strongly about. I have concern for my fellow man. I care about animals. I care about the planet.
I agree with all that. I agree. I have concern with my fellow man. I love animals, and I guess Muslims hate dogs, and Muslims, I mean, America is not the fucking country to be hating dogs and motherfuckers. Like, don't y'all got enough problems with trying to get accepted in America? You got to bring this dog hatred with you? Yeah, believe me, y'all got enough problems here in America, motherfuckers. America ain't like these other countries that y'all have been invading and slam fucking, okay? It really ain't. Y'all really might want to tone it down on the dog hatred here in America. Y'all might find out, Muslims, I'm addressing you, because here recently, because I watched Sneako, because I've been trying to delve more into Muslim content, because I criticize all followers of Abraham, but I was noticing that I have a lot more Christian and Jewish content reaction, and so the last couple of months I've been making a concerted effort to criticize the Muslims more and just delve more into the Muslim content, which will invariably produce criticism, right? And isn't it funny that those who criticize others the most don't like to be criticized? And I'm talking about followers of Abraham here. So you can criticize me all you fucking want. I don't give a flying fuck. Let's go. I'm a man's man, boy. Criticize me. I don't give a flying fuck. Let's go. But so anyway, Sneako has been going off on dogs, and like, bro, you just dropped down a bunch of cool points, Nico. You just lost. That's a big L, homie. Like, y'all want to be some dog hating motherfuckers. You're gonna find out. You guys. I'm talking about the Muslims. Y'all are on. You know, America's not gonna just suck your dick, motherfuckers. You're gonna find out, Muslims, that you got more to worry about than the Christians and the fucking Jews. Same thing for all y'all. The Jews gonna figure out that you got more to worry about than the Christians and the Muslims. The Christians gonna find out that you got more to worry about than the Jews and the Muslims. Because y'all got me. Y'all got the dark light. There's more to worry about than just the three of you motherfuckers. Look out, make way, dark light's coming, motherfuckers.
I treat other people with fairness. I strive for wisdom. And because of this, because I strive for these basic virtues, right, the basic necessities, and I'm satisfied with having enough and not striving for more than I need, I have self-respect. And because I have self-respect, I have the best life I could possibly lead.
So, all in all, to sum up your point, yes, I do subjectively, I perceive that it is impossible to have a good life if you do not have this one critical thing, which is self-respect. Now, there are meta levels to all things. To all things, there are meta levels, starting at the very fundamental building blocks of reality, the atoms. There are meta levels to atoms. You got the table of elements, and from there it just built. There are meta levels to everything. So there are meta levels to respect. There's meta levels to self-awareness, meta levels to consciousness. But yes, absolutely. If you do not have a basic level of self-respect, then that will absolutely bleed out into your experience of a good life, subjectively. But nah, man, I rolled you. You cool, bro. You cool, bro. Let's talk about it. So that's why I gave you your own reaction. So I know I got a fuck ton of content, but maybe you'll watch this one since it's got you in it. You got a little narcissism in you too, don't you, buddy? It's okay. Narcissism is just equivalent to self-love. And there's a lot of self-love going on here. So there's at least a little bit of narcissism going on here. It's cool. Me too. I mean, it's the pot calling the kettle black, homie. Let's talk about it. All right, I am the brightest night. I am the darkest light, and I am ascending, as are we all. The dark light is upon you. Stay beautiful, motherfuckers.